Cold storage is still on the plate for this year, or this coming year, next year. I'm still working on the drawings and getting it engineered. I still want to go the 25 by 40, but we'll see. A lot's going to determine on these pricing. We held off this year mainly because businesses wouldn't quote material a month. It was like 3 days, and things were getting kind of nuts, which you guys are all aware of, in the shortages. So that is still on the plate. If you've been out to the cemetery, we talked about in the last October meeting that I built it's a sod buffer wall back there by the shop. Basically, it's just to hide my outdoor equipment that I have and my stuff out there and things. So I got all the evergreens planted. Once that grows up, that'll kind of close that off, and so people don't have to look at it. The new road comes right down by there. So that is completed, and I'll let you know. Foundations this year, we did 5 pours for a total of 148 foundations. Next year, you'll C and D, which we talked about in October a little bit, I think, is the water lines. I'm getting ready to start purchasing some of the material for that, to get that for a job or a thing to do next year. And then we come to E. If we'd like to spend some time in October, we talked about the preacher stand, about removing it or keeping it. We did suggest, and I apologize, I haven't got a survey written up to get it on our city website. I will do that. I personally have only had 2 people talk to me about it. It was kind of 50-50. One said it's been an icon of the cemetery forever, and the other one did have a problem. I just want to confirm, there's no hurry on this. Well, I do want to put some money into it next year if we want to keep it. It's more cosmetic. Structure is fine. There's nothing wrong with the structure. It's just some cosmetic, some ceiling in it, some doors on it, some re-tucking, fixing of the brick. Not a lot. I mean, I threw a number out of 6,000. Doubt if I'll get there. I just wanted to go high just in case, because I'm not too sure, but I know structure-related sound. So this is just something, it sits behind the office. It was used once every year for Memorial. Ken Locke has kind of taken that over. Last year, this year, we had more than we thought. He did in the chapel, and he honestly had more people show up than he thought. Nothing against the Legion guys. They're getting up in years, don't have time, whatever. Not a lot of young guys coming in. So I just look at it as a cost-effective thing, but if we believe it's part of the cemetery and that's what we want to do, it'll stay. It was just something I threw out there that was on my mind. And like you see on the first one there, improvements to the cemetery, I do that for a reason, because it's not my cemetery, and I want you guys' opinion. I'm very open on stuff. My goal is, one is cost and how we do stuff, and the beautification of that cemetery. That is what's on my heart when I go to work in the day. So this is, but I'm always open to ideas. So this was one that just sparked an interest. Do I want to keep it up? Now, for your information, and I'm sorry, I meant to get the year. It's been, I'm going to say, at least 5-6 years ago, I did put a new metal roof on it. It was a shingled roof that went bad, and so I did put a metal roof on it. We do have some gutter damage from a tree that hit it. That's minor to get fixed. So there has been a little bit of improvement on that. And we've painted it probably every other year, the ceiling up in it. That's why I'm going to put aluminum ceiling down on it to close that off, because the birds like to go up and make nests and stuff up in that open ceiling. So I guess I'll open it up for a little discussion, if there is any, or any questions, comments, what you guys think. I'm still willing to put it in on the city website and let it go for a little bit and see comments if you want, but currently, except for the Legion, like I say, nobody uses it. Any questions, comments, feelings?
Say that's where the homeless people come.
They will. Kids hang out, which is no big deal. I've had some homeless people spend evenings in there. It's an open, if you haven't been there, it's all open, and there's no doors, can't close in, but it does have a roof, and they can tuck up above and stay in the dry if it's raining. I have no problem with that, or have not had a problem there from that, if that helps. And it also, I can't tell you, during non-working hours, people may go sit and enjoy in there, because I'm not there and I don't know. I have no clue. And like I say, to me, this isn't huge, we can table it, we can do something, or say, hey, Hal, let's put the money in it, we'll talk about it later. I'm open.
I move the table.
Table, this run, so you believe I should just go ahead and take care of it, fix it, for the money, and we'll see what happens?
Oh, no, I meant, sorry, by moving the table, I mean table the discussion.
Oh, for another time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you still have the, on the website, you have it on there, you said?
Not yet, I got to.
Okay.
Nope, I got to.
I think that would be a good idea, get a little more feedback from the community.
Okay.
Since we obviously have like it's equal right now, right? You said one person didn't have a problem
And
with
that's out
it.
of two people.
Right,
all.
Right,
That's
all.
so
It's
I
not-
don't think we have
yeah,
enough.
There was one or two on one of the, and I'm sorry, one of the news things, and it was a comment that was brought up when they put the article in also, and it was kind of half and half, I think, and whatnot. So I agree, maybe we ought to put it in, or, like I say, maybe this is something that's not that big a deal, Hal, just fix it and go on.
But the fix is $6,000, she said.
Roughly, it's an estimate. I haven't been able to price, my guess with me, it'll be a lot, with my skills, it'll be a lot less, because I will do the labor end of it, except fix the gutter.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if the options, if the options are get rid of it or put $6,000 into a structure that no one uses, I mean, if that's really what we're talking about, then, I mean, I don't love the idea of putting $6,000 into this structure that no one's using.
I agree.
I think there's better ways. There are better ways for you to spend budgetary dollars. So if you're coming before the board and saying these are our issues, this is what we're going to do. We're either removing it or putting $6,000 in. I think you need to remove it.
Okay, and that's where that's what we were talking in October, one or the other. Like I say, I'm just telling you I'm neutral. Either
Okay.
way. I just want some.
I don't imagine that putting a survey on our city website is going to get much more traction than what we got from our media partners and their stories. I just don't think this is a hot button issue that's
No,
going
it
to
is
drive
not.
traffic
It
to
is
the
not.
city website to give us a good sense of what it is. So I'd like to change my motion. I move that you remove the preacher stand behind your office.
Okay, this is up to you too. I don't vote on this. So Arthur, Ellen, we have a motion.
Second.
Second?
Yeah, I'll go with that too.
Any
So
further
moved.
discussion?
I don't think so.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passes to tear down. Now, for clarification, this isn't going down tomorrow. I have to have that cold storage built before that. There is some, lack of term, relics. There's some history and stuff and some stones and stuff that's stored underneath there that I do not want to get rid of. And I got to have a place to put them first, okay? I don't want any of that to go away. It's just old history that I don't want to get rid of, okay? Some older stones, and I mean, we haven't traced all this stuff and whatever. So there's things underneath, so I want to take care of that first. So it's going to be up probably until we get this cold storage. Fair enough? Okay. We will move on. I'm sorry, I crossed out one, I apologize, that was on there. We will take care of that in a minute, but the mayor can't be here tonight. The second one is, I just want to talk about leaf season a little bit. No different than you see now in the rest of the city. We're all busy taking leaf season, or leaves down or picked up. Streets extended their time. Actually, with the weather we've had, we are doing very well. I'm going to say we're close to 50 loads out of there. But I want to give a little shout out to the street department. I don't know if you've seen the big yellow monster they call the one arm and the one guy driving around picking up leaves, or if you've seen this machine. It's I think, one of the coolest machines the street department have purchased. They have a leaf sucker that is driven by one man. He can drive either side. The tube is actually on the passenger side, so that's where he is most of the time. It's a long tube, and he can go around and pick leaves up by himself. Why that's remarkable, now they send crews out of 3 in the other trucks. And the regular suckers you see out there, that's 3 guys, okay? Now, to put in perspective for you, how big this is. They run trash routes on leaf pickups, okay? So the big leaf pickup machine is running whatever. If Thursday is trash for you, that's when that leaf thing is in there. They can get a day ahead. That's how much this guy can pick up. So they've been coming in the cemetery helping me out. They've helped park out, whatever, but they've been in, I just want to give you a little perspective. They came in yesterday? Yesterday. Keenan, the gentleman that runs it, took out 2 loads. They came in the evening, took another load. He didn't come back today. That's 14 loads of what I would have taken out. That's 2.5. I can get, if a real good day, I can get 6. Okay, so I'm gonna say an average of 5. So that's almost 3 days of my work, and they did it in less than 3 hours.
How many loads did they take out?
12 to 14, I don't have the number on today, so I'm kind of guessing it here. That's phenomenal. I mean, for us, I can't imagine in the city, but that's one man that's doing it. So that machine is well worth its weight in gold, and I appreciate the street coming in. Dustin come out and made sure. We blow real heavy this time of year, and you'll see leaves around, and the reason I do that is, them stacked up, if they freeze, I can take a skid steer and still pick them up. If they're laying on the grass frozen, I can't get them off, and then I worry about spraying, because if you don't, then the grass will die if you don't get them off in a certain amount of time. So we'll blow heavy, and then we start to pick up. And we have taken loads out too, but I just wanted to share that with you. I had so many out, and we're picking up, and he come through down my first north-south road, George Street there, comes off that woods. We blew 2 sections down there, and leaves are about to my chest, that whole length. That machine came in, picked that up, and he picked up a couple more things. It was just, I mean, that stretch there would have taken us all day to clean up. So it's a kudos to them, but I just want to let you know that machine, if you see it around, it's worth its weight in gold, whatever they paid for it. I don't know that you'd have to ask Dustin, I don't know that. But I just wanted to throw that out. So Lake Road still has to be done, where we're trying to get the wind out of the right direction, and we've had some trouble with our turbine blower, which goes back in the shop tomorrow. But with the leaf blowers, we've been able to keep up quite a bit. These guys are doing really, really well. A little overtime, not a lot currently on this project. So I think we're gonna be close, or good enough for winter. With next week, I think we can get quite a bit of it done. We're also bagging too in another section, understand. So we're still doing a lot. I think we'll get it all cleaned up or close to it, where I'm not worried about spring having to jump on a section. I mean, we'll still clean in the spring like we do, but it's just a lot goes on there. So I wanted to bring that up, so that's kind of in full gear. I wanted to talk a little bit to the board. I'm not asking for a decision yet or not. Or I will probably tell you a suggestion and get your okay. Cremation 3 that I put in by Babyland, I did the one side of the sidewalk. As you can see there, it created 61 lots and 35 are sold already. I'm gonna have to continue on the other side here pretty soon. The families that come in for cremation, these lots hold 3. We just, because of the size I made them, they were out 3, so we give 3. Most people only put 2. The reason I did this was so they could do a single lot full stone. People want to have the larger tablet, where you go to the cremation garden, they have to be smaller, there's not enough room. This allows them to put up a full-size stone, and the people were really liking this. What does that mean for us? Actually, how do I put this? Money-wise, as far as putting in a cremation 2, we saved a lot of money in cremation 2 because I designed it, engineered it, drew it. I had to hire the concrete work out, and that concrete work was $20,000, I believe. We sodded it, all that. So their foundation was already there. With this new deal, because they determine their stone and we pour a foot extra, okay, they are paying for the foundation. It's me putting in markers and I'm ready to go. So I don't have much money up front to recoup before we start selling lots, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So we actually make more per lot, and the people are happier because of what they can do, if I sum that up correctly. So up front, it's me putting markers and laying it out and drawing it on AutoCAD and setting it. And so there's no concrete work ahead of time. That way the family can have, what size stone they want in that concrete instead of the solid pad. So anyway, we're going to continue on with that. I did want to share a little bit with you there in 4 and 5, just so my board is aware of it. At the end of 2021, they asked for, they used to call them line 1, line 2 cuts. Now they call them reductions. We were able to reduce our 2021 budget by $49,000. They've already asked for a reduction in 2022. So I put in their list, I was able to give back another $32,000. My budget was already cut, if you remember, when I gave it to you. So we had cut 2022 budget from 2021 down 47,818. And so the new current budget is 714,167. So just to make you aware of that. So we've gone down, and that's a good thing. Chris had brought up before, and as far as going up in rates and coming down, if you would look, I think it's the last page, I believe. Currently in November, we're at 239,385. We normally finish around 210 a year. So what that means overall is I want to be a good steward to the taxpayers' money, okay, as long as in the budget, both ways. So by going rates, we've raised I think it was 7 years, we went up, and then we've cut the budget down. So the whole idea is you see how much I bring in and how much my budget is, and that's, yeah. I mean, you guys can do the math, that's why. Just trying to be a good steward is what I'm trying to do here. With that, which this is on, today I'll share this little story and then we'll get done here so you guys can go a couple more things. At a funeral today, the funeral director was there. They're getting ready to do one in Fort Wayne. Okay, now this is a corporation-owned cemetery, so it's not city-owned, it's corporate in Fort Wayne. They had to call and reserve a time to do it, okay, to have a burial. Okay. Me, I get a phone call, it's tomorrow, that's when we do it, okay? They had to reserve a time. They had to have a signed document from a family member saying it was okay to open the hole. And the lot cost and the grave opening, those two things. If you come to me non-resident, that's $1,150. This cemetery, $7,000
Oh, my God.
for those two things.
Yikes.
I just wanted to share the difference. That's why you look at this budget. I can't make mine, and the taxpayers, I love them to do, they're helping us. But if we didn't have that tax base, I would say that, I mean, I don't get quite all that, but it was like $2,350 for the opening. Our biggest is non-residents, $550. Okay, lots are $500 or $600, so that's the rest of the money. But those two combinations was $7,000. So I just wanted to show you the dollar value. So when somebody says Oakwood's a little expensive, tell them to go to Fort Wayne, Elkhart, South Bend. They'll tell. I just wanted to show you, because I went, and not only that, they went on a certain day, and they went, oh no, we only do 4 a day. This cemetery is bigger than mine, by the way, Oakwood. What, we only do 4. I've done 7 in one day. We only do 4 a day. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, because I just kind of went, that was a lot of money. So I told this funeral director there now will be signed documents and our fee is going to have to go up. Yeah, I'm joking, but anyway. So I just wanted to share that with you guys on the money. I was surprised. Let's get finished here. One thing that is not on there, we talked, you guys approved for a client, which is Judge Huffer. They're putting in a vault, and this brings back that commingling. It's all in place. Excuse me, our attorney has a letter, I have everything. I actually set that vault tomorrow.
Good.
It finally got done, they're bringing it to me, we'll get it all set in. So this is the first of this. So it's a lot of R&D, and I still got a little bit of R&D there, how I want to do it. And I think it'll go fine, but I always say this is the first one you guys have okayed. I'm still totally agreed because of land. This is where you can put several cremains in there at one time. And the only difference is next of kin, whoever has to sign this sheet to say this is okay. It's because of the commingling is why. So I just want to let you know that's coming. We haven't put anybody in yet, but just coming to get set in and get in place. Okay? Last but not least, I got a call from the mayor, and Mr. Chris Plack served us 2 years, I believe, correct? 2020 and 2021. Yep, 2 years. Will be no longer with us next year. Moving on, he's on some great stuff, I know he is. And guys, if you would helped me with this and the picture and all this good stuff. I apologize, the mayor got called out and could not make it. I'm gonna take this out, is that all right?
Please.
Okay, cool. Then we'll put it all back in here. Anyway,
That's for a 2-year?
20, it's Oakwood Cemetery Board 2020 and 2021, yes. We want to thank him for his service, and I do thank you very much. And I know you have a bunch of stuff, and you won't be a stranger.
No, absolutely.
So,
That's great.
is that good? We're good? Oh, hang on, I'm not a glass guy, only when I read. Dang, you must be good looking. She took 4 pictures of you, wasn't me. I think what that was, she was blocking me out. Anyway, thank you very much. As you guys know, this board is appointed, not by me, but by the mayor. And I have no clue who the replacement is at this point in time. So I will let you know, I guess, when that happens.
So this is your last meeting, Tim?
This will
I
be-
believe so.
This is his last meeting, yes. I'm sure he'll be on something other and moving on, because you don't sit still. I know you don't.
We'll figure something out.
Thank you again, sir. Mr. President, I believe that is it, unless we have some questions from the press, comments from anybody. I kind of went quick, I apologize. It's made in lab, it's been a good year. It really has for us, things are going well. I just say we're moving on, I guess. Anything, Mr. President? Anybody else?
Good?
Nope.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.
February the 6th.
Yeah, February the 6th. Thank you, sir. All right.
Chris and Hal, you guys can stand up there without again.
Now, if you're taking a picture, you're
I
done.
don't know if something's going wrong with my camera here. I want to try a couple with myself. So I'm just gonna
Sure.
try to go.
I have no problem if Chris doesn't.
No, that's
I don't-
perfect.
I don't think I smell.
Turn your video off.
We good?
Yep.
All right. Keep meeting, let me know.
Absolutely.
And now you get to tolerate my brother-in-law.
I'll do it.
All about you all the time. Yes, thank you. Thanks for coming, Charlie. Jerry, not Charlie, I'm sorry. God, it's so